Good day, folks. This is Greg Judy at Green Pastures Farm. Today, I wanted to share some tips on some of our fencing materials and give a plug to Anthony and Sean, 1876 Hit Farms. That's our newest farm we have up by Mobley, and very excited to be working on that and
working with them.
And it's going to be an awesome farm. But I love these hats. The
distressed
look. Anthony gave me one of these. Like, Anthony, it's kind of tore up. So that's the way we bought it. That's the way they make them now. You can buy them where they look like they went through the ringer. So love it. Anyway, back to our fencing. There's some things I wanted to show you all to maybe keep you all from making the same mistakes, and that is on the geared reels. Now this particular one is a Terragate. There's another one out there. There's several other different kinds of geared reels, but some of them have the same thing in common, and it's this. Can you see that real close, Jan?
Oh yeah, it looks really beat up. We got ridges here, we got cuts up in there. Is that what you want me to see?
Yeah. This is almost chewed all the way through. So what happens, folks, is when you're reeling up your fence, if you're not careful, you're not watching what you're doing, you're talking or not.
You're just trying to get done quick.
Trying to get done, and you're cranking it up real fast. Before you know it, that wire will stay in one spot, and it chews a hole. It'll chew a hole through these guides. So I always keep an extra one. But folks, these are $8. The last ones I bought were $8. With inflation, heck, I don't know what they are now. They might be $10. But here's a brand new one. They come with the little pins on them, and you take a pair of needle nose pliers, and you can just stick these right back on. So I'm going to show you how to put this on. So first of all, when you're rolling your reel up, the guide's got to go on here like this. Okay, so the guide is facing down. You don't want it on there like this. That's too high. That's too high in the air. Okay, because you're always reeling right-handed. Okay, so it's got to go like this.
Most of the time.
Well, yeah. Now you got me messed up, honey. Okay, here we go. So you just put it over the top. And once you get it on there, you take your needle nose pliers like this, and you can push them together where you get it started, and just push it on. It just snaps right in. Once it's snapped in, it fills the hole out. To get it off, you take your needle nose pliers and you reach on the inside and squish it together. Now, there's several different kinds. This is an older style. I like the older style pins better. So this one, I get it over my hole like that. I take my needle nose, and if I can get it in there, I just push them together like that. Once I get it over my hole, just push it on like that. Now the new styles come out with these. It's got a steel keeper, so you put your pin in, and then this keeper slides down in that group.
Boy, that seems harder to...
It's tough. It's really tough, especially when it's stuck behind there. That's why I didn't put this one back on, but I'm going to stick that,
keeper.
There, I got it on. So I'll keep these as a backup, but this one's ruined. Folks, what happens is, once you get these grooves in there, when you're rolling your wire up, it stays in one spot. All your wire gets wound in one spot on the reel, and before you look up, your reel's filled up in one spot, and you got a smaller area here and a smaller area here, and an overwound area right in the middle, and it's already touching your guide, and it's not even full yet.
So how do you avoid that?
You got to pay attention to what you're doing. So let's put the wire in there. So now I got my new guide on. There it is. I'll take my lock off. This is a Terragate. We have all kinds. We have Speedrite. I've got Terragate. I've got O'Brien. I've got some old Gallaghers. You can tell this reel, you see how it's real loose on there? It's because it wasn't wound up right. That's good.
That's good.
Don't get any more.
Okay. Well, I'll be your
So, yeah, so what you do is you're reeling it up, folks. Now, let's go ahead and take a little bit more on.
Okay.
That's good. Let me just pull some. You know, you got to hold tension on it.
Yeah.
So as you're reeling it up, folks, you just keep, watch what you're doing. Just keep moving that thing back and forth. And you won't end up with one like this.
Real floppity.
Yeah, real floppy. I hate that. I want my wire on there tight. I don't want this.
Well, we got a couple reels back there that they're tight.
Yeah, those are all good tight reels. Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. This reel needs to be put on a fence, run the whole 1,300 foot out, and rewind it. Now that we got the good guide on it. So when I'm done, what am I gonna do with this thing? It's flopping around here. It's just a mess. I'm tempted to pull this whole thing out, but I'm not going to. I'll wait till I put up a fence. So what you do is put your lock down like that. You've got this tail sticking out. Okay, what are you gonna do with that? You gonna let it just flop around? No. I'm gonna come by my handle. So here's my handle, my hand's on it. Come past your hand on that side, on the left side. Go around the reel 4 times. Come back up underneath the wire and pull it forward, there, in behind that nut. Folks, that's not going anywhere. Your reel stays nice and tight. I've got my lock down. You can set this in the back of your truck. You can hang it over here on the reel holder. Jan, come over here and tell, this is your invention. Come over here.
That's not much of an invention.
It is too.
Well, what it was is we just threw everything right here. Posts, reels, step-ins, handles, and somebody had gotten one too close to the driveway and they were backing up and they drove over a reel. And that's money.
60, well, $70, yeah.
So, so Jan had these partial fencing from some project.
Cattle panel.
Yeah, and drove those in and kind of wired them up, and it's been really good at, you know, people, they're really good at hanging them up. They're off the driveway.
It's one of the best things we've done, and you did that while we were gone. I came home, I'm like, what is that? And it was all, you had all the reels hanging on here, and you actually put a little box over here.
Yeah, I got took a oil thing or whatever it was, and I had one of, yeah, those should be in there, and I drilled holes in that so the water would drain through, so in the winter, and it's great
You did? You drilled holes in the bottom of that?
Yeah.
I wonder why it didn't fill up with water.
Well, because somebody was thinking ahead. Yeah, I drilled holes in it and put that in. Had that for some, on my canning rack, I think, that little basket, and I never really used it. So I just thought, it's stainless steel, put it out here.
So these are all the reels that are not in use right now. Believe it or not, in the summertime when you're moving cows 4 times a day, and we have the cow herd, we got the bull and the steer herd, and we may have another herd that's already calved out, plus the sheep flock, and you're doing cattle drives and sheep moves, it eats up quite a few posts and reels. So that's why we have so many. Right now we just have the cow mob and the bull mob, well, and the sheep. But that's why we have so many of them. But I did want to cover the reels, folks.
Show them this really good tight one here.
Yeah, this is a nice one. This is an old reel. This is a O'Brien. This reel I bought in 1999, so it'd be 26 years old. It's got mold. It's got mold growing on the side of it. I've actually got these pop off all the time now. It's gotten so I put a tie strap on each side to hold it on there. I will say this about the O'Brien reels, folks. I don't like their locking mechanism. I took it off. Here it is. It was over here.
Oh, yeah, because it would clunk down.
The darn thing would fall down, and as you're going around the paddock, it would jerk your reel clear off your four-wheeler. And I'm like, I'm done with that. I took them off. So when we lock it, I showed you earlier how we lock it just by coming in behind here like this. And that keeps keeps it nice and tight. But the O'Brien, the guide on them, they made it a different polyethylene. I don't know why. If I was a reel manufacturer, I would find out what they did here.
Because then you wouldn't be spending, you wouldn't have people buying more guides.
Well, I guess from a business standpoint,
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense to make them good where they last forever.
That's right. That's right. Now show.
Folks, this is the original. This is the original guide that came on this.
See, they're not making a dime off you.
Do you see any grooves in that?
No. But they're not making any money off you.
Unfortunately, their guides will not fit on a Tailgate or a Speedrite reel that I know of. I've tried. I know they won't on O'Brien. I've tried it. They won't fit.
So while
like, shoot, I'll just get.
while we're showing the crap, show that one reel up there. That's the one Jan gets to use for her pony. Jan gets the crap.
It is a geared reel though, honey.
I know, but it's terrible.
It's a Pell. It's an old one. Yeah.
I don't know. Even though it's geared, it doesn't feel like it's geared.
I don't even. Oh, yeah. That stays up though, so at least your locking mechanism doesn't lock down on you. It's not much of a reel, but it still works.
It works.
Yeah. And there. Yeah. It's good enough for your horse, honey.
That's right. But anyway.
Anyway, on the post over here, I wanted to show you our stacking. We came up with this. We keep it in the shade. So these step-ins, folks, if you're not using them, you don't want them exposed to the sunlight of a direct line on, so that under these pine trees, the junk ones down there.
That's what Jan gets to use for her pony.
Get to use those for your pony. The good stuff, our pigtails are put here, and then these are all mixtures of our red, yellow, blue, and white.
And the
all
white,
Lions.
yeah.
That's all we'll use. I don't use any of the posts.
And the whites are going bye-bye.
I can show you why we don't use the other posts. Right here it is. So that one's actually kind of bent. Somebody put the torque on that. But right here, folks, the ground's froze out here this morning. You cannot get that post in the ground. This little guy here, the O'Brien, we put a pencil point on it. You find you a clump of fescue, you can get that down into the ground. You cannot get that post in. You'll break this off, and you're gonna bend this. So, and the hooks.
Yeah, the hooks break off.
You can't get the darn wire on them.
And just look how much more bigger they are.
Yeah. It's just it's a junky post. They're cheap. They're like $2, maybe $2.50. This one's $4.50 to $5, but if you want it to last 25, 30 years, get you an O'Brien. If you want one to last a year, buy one of these.
Yeah, because they only have one at the top.
Well,
it's
just a junk.
It is. I don't like, but that's what I get to use.
Well, yeah, good enough for the horse.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's all I wanted to show on that. You all have a good one. Check out our grazing school coming up in May. That's the first week. Ian and I will be giving the advanced class, and then Abram and I will be doing the beginning class. And you can find out more about it and sign up at greenpasturesfarm.net. It is filling up, and when it's full, it's full. We're not going to expand it. Hope to see some of y'all there. Take care and have a good one.